Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to a Palos Heights Public Library virtual program. Today we'll be covering Windows 11 Basics. My name is Christina. I'm a Public Services Librarian, and throughout the program today, I am going to have everyone muted just so we don't have any accidental interruptions. But if you have any questions throughout the class today, you should be able to see a chat bubble that's either at the top or bottom of your screen. And I will type in it just so it should pop up here. So if you have any questions throughout the class, you can type them in there and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Before we get started today with our program, I am going to talk about some upcoming programs that we will be having this month. First of all, we do have our summer reading program has started. So how to sign up, just come into the library, go to the public services desk, and all you need is your library card. And we will sign you up for the summer reading. It goes until the end of July, so you still have plenty of time to sign up and start your summer reading. We also have coming up next Tuesday, the 18th. You should see here on my screen, Hiking Basics with Gareth Blakes from Lake Catherine. He will be talking about some important need to know stuff for hiking. So that's next Tuesday, June 18th at 7 p.m. And then near the end of the month, Saturday, June 22nd at 1 p.m., we have a Hard Day's Night with Professor Mop Top. That is that Beatles movie that came out quite a while ago. He will be talking about that movie. So feel free to come and sign up for either of those programs at the Public Services desk. And I will also let you know, this program is being recorded, so if for some reason you have to leave early today, it will be uploaded to our YouTube channel later this week at Palos Heights Public Library on YouTube. You should be able to search that up and you should be able to find this recording. So without further ado, let's start on Windows 11 Basics. Okay. There we go. Okay, you should still be able to see it, but it should be full screen now. It's okay. So some things we'll go over today. How to get Windows 11. The system requirements for Windows 11. And what's some differences between Windows 11 and Windows 10. So a quick overview of some system requirements for Windows 11. Your computers or CPUs are required to have security technology TPM.20, which stands for Trusted Platform Module. A lot of CPUs that were made before 2017 unfortunately will not be supported with the Windows 11. TPM 2.0 is the basis of Windows 11 security and helps protect the computer against any malware attacks. And you may have to enable TPM 2.0 if your CPU has it, but we'll go over how to do that. First, to check to see if your computer has the requirements for Windows 11. If you are, for some reason, still on Windows 10, this is using the Windows 10 layout. So you will see usually at the bottom left of your screen, either a search bar or the settings app, which is the little gear icon. So click into settings. And the very bottom, there should be update and security in settings. There it is circled in red right there. And so you should see if you're still in Windows 10, and there might be a little icon that says introducing Windows 11. And there's a little check now to see if your computer is able to download Windows 11. And it will either say it can or cannot. On the left, it says there's a little green check mark. It will say this PC can, or the little red X saying this PC can't. So, and then how to download Windows 11. You can do it straight from the settings itself. We'll say if the PC meets the requirements and you're good to go in settings, there should be a click and download and install. So she see like that little blue button in updates, Windows Update. And so if we're doing it from here, the installation will happen in 3 parts: the download, the update, and the install. Total installation can run about 45 minutes to 2 hours, depending on the PC. It should be able to tell you how long it should take. And the installation percentages may seem like it will take a long time to advance, but it will be working. So on the bottom left there, it will have the license terms that you can read through and then accept and install. And then the Windows Update will look like the middle one, and it will tell you like how long it's taking, how much percentage. And then there probably will be a restart required to finalize the update. And so then you would just hit either restart now, or you could schedule the restart for a certain time and exit out for a second. Otherwise, if you don't do it from settings, you can also do it from Microsoft.com, and you can check for download Windows 11. I have the URL right at the top there, Microsoft.com/software-download/Windows 11. And you could click on here, the installation assistant there. Back to here. There we are. And then also this is what your screen will look like when you have to restart it. These 2 screens here. And then when you open up, you'll have like your login page, just like Windows 10. And then that right picture is the desktop. That desktop is very clean. It doesn't have anything on it. So what's different? There are some things that are slightly different. You can see the window, like the app search window, it is more centered now instead of being on the left of the page. And clicking on the Windows icon brings up a large menu that kind of looks like that. And it will have your pinned applications, some recommended applications, and also your username on the very bottom left there. And then the power icon is also on the bottom right there. There we go. Start menu continued. You can also click on the all apps there where it's circled to get the more traditional like start menu with all the apps listed alphabetically. Otherwise, there is the search bar at the top there where you can, if you remember the name of the app, like Word, Microsoft Word, you can just search for it there without having to scroll through all the apps. You can also change the icons in the start menu if you want to pin other apps and unpin others. You can right click on the icon to unpin it, and you can also move it to the top. Or you can also even uninstall the app, but be careful, that will uninstall it from your computer, and then you would have to reinstall it again. The power icon on the bottom right there, if you click on it, it gives you the options to sleep, hibernate, shut down, or restart. Sleep and hibernate are kind of like a power saving mode without completely shutting off the computer. And then restart will restart the computer. Some other slight changes in the taskbar. It has more of like a white look to it instead of like the usual, I believe it's like black in Windows 10. And then clicking on those icons in the right of the taskbar, that will pull up Wi-Fi settings, Bluetooth settings, airplane mode if it's a device that can be brought on an airplane, like a tablet or something like that. Battery saving modes, focus assistant modes, and accessibility settings. And those two bars right below it, with like what looks like a sun, that's for display brightness. And then the volume bar is right below that as well. You can also take a further look at it here, because I have Windows 11 on this device as well. So these three icons is what you would click on to bring up all those settings. And you got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, airplane mode. This one I don't have focus features set up on it. Also in the bottom here is how much a percentage the battery has, since I am actually on a tablet, not a PC. Here is where you can edit what would appear on these settings. So you can see there's like an unpin feature. I could click on that and it would unpin those settings from here. I can also add more settings here. I can add accessibility. Casting is like casting to another device. Color profile. If I have a mobile hotspot, I could set that up. Sharing to other nearby devices. A nightlight mode. Projecting and rotation lock. I could add those if I wanted, or I can hit done. Here is time and date settings as well. If I click on that, that brings up the calendar and any notifications I might have that I haven't seen yet. So I can go through the calendar with these buttons here to go through the months. And I can click on that to bring it down. And I click on the taskbar to make it go away. This right here, since I have a microphone on, is telling me that I have a microphone on and it's live. Here is more hidden icons. I can click on that and it will show me more different things, such as Bluetooth, security. Zoom is on right now, so that lets me know about that. If I have like a flash drive or a thumb drive plugged in, that would show up here as well. And I could click on that to make sure I safely eject the thumb drive. So those are those icons right there in the bottom right. Here we go. Back again. Here we go. For notifications, they have what they call focus modes, which some smartphones are also including what they call focus modes. So that allows you to choose what notifications you get at a certain time. So let's say you're at work or school or something like that, and you don't want notifications constantly popping up, maybe from like social media or something like that. You could choose like a work time, specifically like if you know like you're going to work always at like on Mondays, you can say for Mondays between this time and this time, I don't want notifications. Otherwise, you can always just turn it on manually. And so you will get less notifications when you're trying to focus on something. Or if you don't want notifications late at night, stuff like that. So you can find that in System Settings, Focus Assist. Here, also in Folders, I do say it's rounder because usually like the windows are very square and straight edge, but now they've put a little curve on that. That's just a not as important, but it's just a little design. There's also different quick access buttons when you right click on a file. They still have the open and open with, but they also have other like cloud services that are right there automatically that you can find. And the layout on the top there does look like a little different. I can go into those for just a moment. Say I went to my file explorer here. Also, usually, a lot of times when you open up, it's black. But then when you go to a specific folder, it will show up as white. So let's say I right-clicked on this one. Here opens the menu right here. So this is for cut. And as you can see, if I hover over an icon for a tiny bit, it will let me know what it is because it doesn't have the name on them automatically anymore. So the scissors are cut. This is copy. This is renaming the file. This is sharing it like via email or other social media. And this is delete here. This is open, and this will tell me that it's going to open with Chrome by the icon that's to the left of it. Otherwise, if I go here, I can open with other different browsers or apps or something, anything like that. Here again is share, add to my favorites, compress to a zip file, which allows you to make the file size smaller. Copy as path. This allows look at the properties of the file. Otherwise, I can also edit with Notepad or Notepad++, and this will show more options. And then this will open kind of like the old version of Windows 10, or how it kind of used to look in Windows 10. So this allows you to have even more options. Again, it will open with Chrome. Open with code. This will allow you to scan it with Microsoft Defender, which is the basic security program on Microsoft. So you could scan the file to just make sure there's no malware or anything in it. Again, open with. This allows you to send to, so this will send it to another file folder on your computer, and you can choose which file folder you want to send it to. Cut and copy. Create shortcut will create that little icon for your desktop. So if there's a file you know you're going to be working on a lot and you don't want to go through the whole file explorer, you could create a shortcut and it would just create the little icon on your desktop for you. Delete, rename, and again, properties for the file. There we go. Again, if any questions so far, again, you can always put it in the chat. That should be at the top or bottom of your screen. Looks like a speech bubble. There we go. New thing is called widgets, which are tiny tools for at-a-glance info, and you can always click on them for more. And they're customizable by interest and location. So you can kind of see from the examples here. They're kind of like your weather app, your stocks app, your photos app, sports app, things like that. And you will be able to see them by clicking on the taskbar. Give me one moment as I pull it up here for you. Here we go. So this is the search bar here. Here we have our start menu right next to it. And then the widgets is all the way on the left here. You don't even have to click on it. You can just hover over it and it will pull it up. And it will give you, click on it to make sure it stays. It will give you like a quick rundown, the date here, approximately what time, afternoon. You can sign in to make sure it saves which widgets you would like. Otherwise, it'll just have like a standard variety of them if you haven't saved them. But you can see here we have our weather, and you can even choose which location. If you hover over here, it tells you that it's Palos Heights, but then you can choose a new location. We have our sports, stocks, travel times, like traffic, games, and then it has just like kind of like random news articles from around the internet. But you can like set which news sources you want those from. Right up here, the little plus, we can add other widgets, and we can look at which ones we can find. So we have the weather, the watch list, which is the markets, traffic, sports. I already have. We could put mail here. You could sign into Outlook, and it would open up that for you right away. You can have to-do lists for yourself. You can type those up and have those here. Games. And you can even search the Microsoft Store to find other ones. Be careful. Most of them should be free, but just make sure it doesn't look like you have to pay for any of them. So just, yeah, like these widgets, these are all free. But then you can see some of them are paid. So just make sure you don't accidentally click on one that you have to pay for. So those are widgets. Let's open this back up here. Here we go. And there, yeah. Where you can add, and you can even customize, again, the newsfeed by like interests, like specific politics or technology news, health news, car shopping news, or other shopping news, entertainment. So there's quite a few that you can choose from. Microsoft Teams. This is especially if maybe your work uses Microsoft Teams. It's built in right into the taskbar, so you can open it up right from the taskbar at the bottom. And you can link your Microsoft account to it, or if your work has an email that's already an Outlook email, that will you can set that up right from your computer. They also have virtual desktops. That is right by the search bar. Allows you to navigate different apps open, and even have different what they call desktops open. And so you can find that right at the bottom. I can show you here. It's the black and white square right there. So right now I just have desktop 1, but I could create a new desktop if I wanted. I can click on it, make sure. And if I click on it again, this shows me all, hopefully you can see this, all the apps I have open. So I can just switch to them really fast. And even close them from here. If I click on the black and white square again, it takes me back to the normal view of my desktop. Here we go. There we go, it's open again. There's also what they call snap layouts. It's for quick positioning of different apps. You would hover over the maximize, minimize icon in the upper right of the application you have open, and you can have the selected arrangement of the apps that you have open. So for example, you can see there's 4 different options right here. They kind of have like just an even option, one that is larger than the other. If you have multiple apps open, make one larger than the others, or have them all equal size. Let's see if I can show this to you. So when I'm hovering over the maximize, minimize in the upper right here, you can see it gives me lots of different options for how I arrange the apps. So let's say I just want them all equal size here. Hopefully you can see here they are now open up like this in 4 different sizes. If I want to exit out of this again, I can just hit the maximize button and it will pull the PowerPoint back to largest size. Let's say I want just these 2. Here you go. Like this. So now you can see it takes up half the screen and the other half is here. And again, if I want to exit out of this mode, I just hit the maximize and the PowerPoint is the largest. There we go. And here were some examples of that. What I just did, the snap layouts. Here and here. Some more examples. Now what's different in the settings menu? It's mostly cosmetic and mostly positioning changes. Most of the same settings are there, it just looks slightly different. So I will go through the settings menu here. Again, you can find the settings menu either in the start here with the windows, and you can see here I have settings here, or you can just search for it. Right now I already have it open here on the bottom of the taskbar here. You can see which applications I have open because they have like a little dot, kind of like a gray dot underneath them for each one that's actually open. And the current one that I'm on has the blue line here, so PowerPoint has the blue line because I'm currently have that open. If I switch to settings, you'll see now settings has the blue line. And so in settings, let's go to the very beginning of settings. There we go. This is what settings looks like when you first open it. It gives you a little rundown. But here is like my account that I have open right now for this tablet. Here is says home, so this is home for the settings, home page for the settings. Gives you a little rundown of the name of your device that you're on, Wi-Fi you're on. If you need an update, we'll let you know right here. Recommended settings, usually like settings you might go to often. Bluetooth devices, if you're connected to any Bluetooth devices or anything like that, we'll show you here. Here you can go straight to just personalizing your device, such as, desktops or color modes, things like that. And here you can search for a setting if there's a specific setting you're looking for. This is our home, the home page right here. This will take you to more information about your account. Here we'll go to system settings. Again, it gives you the name of the device you're on. If you need an update, again, it's right here. This is displays. This is for if you're going to be connected to multiple displays. Right now I am. I'm not going to touch that right now because I don't want to accidentally mess up any of the settings for Zoom. Brightness and color for your device. Scale. And any layout. So if you need to, if maybe some text might be too small to read on your device, this is where you can change the text size to make it larger, maybe more readable. Also advanced display and graphics. Usually leave that on the default graphics settings. And then again, if you want to go back a page in settings, there is this arrow in the very upper left here. Just click it once and it'll take you to the previous page. And here at the bottom is more tech support for display that will take you like to Windows help online. And you can search up maybe any other problems you're having. Let's go down again, or back again. Back again. The system, there we go. Sound. So if you have any headphones or anything like that, or microphones or anything like that, having any trouble with them, go to here and maybe can see. I'll tell you which device you're connected to right now. So I'm connected to my headphones. Volume control here as well. Need to add a new pair of headphones. There may be like Bluetooth or wireless. You can click here. This is for microphones. And the microphone volume here as well. Troubleshoot any problems you might be having here. And here you can see all the devices you're possibly connected to. And again, more help with sound down here. Any more notifications? This is where you can find the focus settings I was talking about earlier. You can click on that and set up focus. You can even put your device on Do Not Disturb and you'll not be getting any notifications directly on your screen. And here you can even go through by app and choose which ones will send you notifications or not. And any additional settings are down here. Here's also where you can set up focus. Power and battery. This will let you know about battery life and how much charge you have right now. There you go. You can even choose when battery saver mode turns on and which power mode. See this one. You can even set the power mode. Right now I do not have access to it since this is a work computer. But you can set which power mode you can have. So like how fast your computer works. But then it might use more battery life. So if you're not using your device for any like high-end stuff, you can usually have it at like a middle power mode. And this even lets you know how much battery usage you use. We use quite a lot since we're at a library. Storage, how much storage space you have on your device. See, right now you can even see how much storage we have used and how much we have left. Cleaning up files, any files that maybe you don't need, and any like backup. Here you can find in advanced storage settings. Let's see. Here is nearby sharing, so you can see how much discovery you have. Right now we have it off because it's our work computers. Multitasking, that is again with the snap windows that I showed earlier, where you can have them on one half and the other half. You can turn that on and off if you would like. This is more for developers, activation subscriptions, stuff like that. Troubleshoot is another good one. So if you're having any troubles with anything, you can have some more settings for the troubleshooting and stuff. Recovery, that's if you need to reset your computer for anything. Hopefully you will not have to do that at any point. Projecting, remote desktops, system components, clipboard, which is the things you copy, optional features, and about. This is where you can even look to see to make sure you are running Windows 11 right here, and any other like ID, product name, and stuff like that. And other product keys down here. So that's system. And then if you go over here, we can see Bluetooth and devices. This is where we can, again, add more Bluetooth devices, like maybe mice or keyboards or headphones or anything like that. This is where you can do that right here, add device. This is also where you can find out more about your printers and scanners. Maybe if you have any mobile devices tied to your computers, cameras, mouse. If you have a touch screen on your device, if you have a pen, some devices are enabled, such as tablets, for like those pens specifically for tablets. Autoplay, you can choose to have when you plug something in for the files to autoplay. And at the here, USBs, if you want it to notify you when a USB is plugged in and stuff like that. So that's Bluetooth and devices, network and internet. So this will let you know which Wi-Fi you're connected to at the time, the properties of that Wi-Fi, things like that. Here's also where you can click to connect to a Wi-Fi if you don't do it from the bottom right down here. You can click on show available networks, and that will let you know which all networks you can see in your area. This is also where you can turn on and off your Wi-Fi. So you can manage networks. So if there's a Wi-Fi you want your device to automatically connect to when you get in area of it, probably like your home Wi-Fi, you can add it here and it will just automatically connect when it sees it. Otherwise, you can tell it to forget it and it will not automatically connect when you're in the area for it. So, and here again, help from the web if you need any help with Wi-Fi. Personalization. This is how you can change how your tablet looks. For example, your desktop, like here. We just have that for our desktop. That would be called background image. It has some that are just like pre-selected. If you just want to have a standard one, otherwise you can choose a photo from your device, if you want your own personal photos. Otherwise you can just have it as, oh, sorry, excuse me. It's like a solid color or a slideshow. You can even choose what they call a fit. So standardly we have a fill, so it fills the whole screen. But otherwise you can, like, if it's too small, you can stretch it or make it a tile or center it or span it. Let's say a tile will look like that. Gives you a little preview here. Or you can center it. And you can even choose a background color then. Or span it. So right now, since I have a picture that's pretty big, it's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see it stretched it a little bit there. I can just have it fill. But I'll show you a little preview here of what it would look like. And here we also have contrast themes. So if maybe you have a harder time seeing some things, you can choose the theme here. Go back a page. And again, there's a help here if you need help with your background. That's personalization for the background. Then we have more colors you can choose from as the accent color, or as you can see, like the blue here. If I change this, it will change it to red, or I can have it gray, or even purple. So I can choose a color that these kind of like what they call accents are. You can also choose what mode your Windows is in. So right now it's in dark mode, so everything's kind of darker here, but always I can have it in light mode like this. See, hopefully you can see the taskbar changed color like this. There we go. You can also even have transparency effects, where they call the windows and surfaces appear translucent. Again, contrast themes here. And here we can go into more themes that are pre-made from the Microsoft Store. More dynamic lighting if you choose, so the brightness. Lock screen. So when you haven't done anything on your computer or device for a while, it will go back to a lock screen where you may have to sign in again depending on your settings. So again, you can choose a different picture for your lock screen. Oh, and here, screen timeout. This will set. Oh yeah, that's screensaver. Screensaver is usually where you can set the time for it, so how long until the lock screen shows up. Right now, since this is a work computer, it won't let me do that setting for you, unfortunately. Here's also text input. So if you have a touched keyboard, so for our, since it's a tablet, we have those little keyboards that can come on and off the tablets real fast. Start, this is where you can select more of what the start menu looks like and whether it shows some of your most used apps and recently added apps. things like that for your start screen. Taskbar also helps you set which items appear on the taskbar there. Fonts also, so this is good for if you have trouble reading the standard Microsoft font, you can see here some different fonts that you can set for Windows. And device usage. This will let you set more how you use the device. So if you're going to be using it for a lot of videos and stuff, you can turn that on. If you're going to be using more for gaming, you can turn that on. So this will just help you get more personalized tips and recommendations based on what you want to use your device for. Back down over here on the left side, we can go more into apps. Here you can click on installed apps and you can search for all the apps that you have on your device here. Search, or we'll do it alphabetically. And here is also where, if you know there is an app you're not going to be using anymore. So let's say, just for example, this. You can click on these three dots here, and it'll give you the option to uninstall the app. And again, it will have a little thing be like, are you sure you want to uninstall? Then you can click yes or no, and it will uninstall that app from your device. And here you can also see how much space the device is taking up on your device. So you can just scroll through all of this. So that's where you can find to uninstall apps. Back to page. More advanced app settings. You can see the default apps they're on your computer. These are the apps they'll probably standardly come with. Windows 11 will come with. And even if you get a new device that has Windows 11, this is probably, most of this is probably what the device will already come preloaded with. You can see apps for devices, apps for video playback from startup, apps that should automatically start up when you start up your device. Underneath that is accounts. This will show all your account and maybe any other accounts that might be on your device, if this is like a home computer. And here you can see your info, your email, sign-in options, Windows backup, passkeys, things like that. Time and language. If English is not your first language, this is where you can change it to another language. Right here, right, standardly it's on English. I cannot unfortunately change the language because, again, this is a work computer. But you could add a language and change the language here. You can even change the country, the formatting. Some countries, have different formats for their dates and times, so you can change it here. Change for spell checking, things like that. Date and time as well. If Central Time is not your usual time zone, you can change the time zone here. And the calendar display. But again, I don't think, I can change it. Well, I'm not going to because I am Central Time. And you can even set it to adjust for daylight savings time automatically. Show date and time in your system tray. That's down here in the bottom right. Let's see. And you can select if you want additional calendars, but we keep it on the Roman. And here is also for our typing and speech. You can set up talk to text. If you're talking to your microphone, and it would type down. or even read what you're saying or what you're typing. Over here is for gaming, accessibility, more accessibility settings for, and they have by what you need. So first is vision. For any vision impairments, you can change the size of your mouse, pointer, text size, visual effects, the text cursor if you need it bigger, a magnifier, so that will like magnify a section of the screen for you wherever you're hovering over. And they have a narrator, so if you can't read it all, or yeah, you can't read it all, they have a narrator so you can read out what's on the screen. For hearing and for interaction, so maybe if you have limited use of your hands or anything like that, they have speech, keyboard, mouse settings, and even eye control settings. You would probably need the appropriate devices for the eye control, but they do have that availability here. And then here there's additional privacy and security. This is where you find your basic Windows security and firewall permissions, app permissions, what the apps can and cannot access. So that's all here. And then at the very bottom, again, there is Windows Update. So this is where I will check for updates and where we'll check for the Windows 11 update if you're still on Windows 10. It's taking a tiny bit, but it will check for updates, and then if there's any available updates, it will show it at the top there. You can even have this selected on and off or get the latest updates as soon as they're available. You can pause updates if you know you're going to be maybe away for a bit. And here, update history, you can even see the like last time your device was updated. And then again, any advanced options down at the bottom there. So that is settings. And that is actually everything I had for today for Windows 11. But if there is anything that I went over that maybe you need a refresher on, or you had a question about something maybe I didn't get to yet, feel free to put it in the chat now. Otherwise, I am going to wrap up in the next couple minutes. I will thank you all for coming. Hopefully you learned something new about Windows 11 today. And again, we do have our summer reading starting already, and it goes to the end of July. If you would like to come into the library and sign up for that. All right, thank you all for coming. I'm going to leave the chat open again, just in case you had any additional questions about Windows 11 or anything like that. Okay, I did get one question about OneDrive. So OneDrive, that is a cloud service. So if you have an Outlook email, you should have access to OneDrive. Otherwise, it should be free to use. It's very much if you've used Google Drive, what it is you just have to have an account with it, and it will save your files to what they call the cloud, which is an online storage service. And you will be able to access those files on any device as long as you're able to sign into OneDrive on that device. So it's very nice if you're kind of like on the go. And you're able to access maybe like a computer at a different library. You could just sign in to the OneDrive and you would be able to get to that file on a different device. So it's great for saving. Any books to help us learn about Windows 11? I do always recommend, I know it's a funny series title, but like Windows 11 for Dummies. And like those books that say like for dummies, they are very good though at like going through like everything in detail. So you can always check and see if we have a copy of that available. Otherwise, some libraries should have a copy of a Windows 11 for Dummies available. And then back to OneDrive, it said it's full. So yeah, if it's full, then because there is, I think, still a limited amount of space OneDrive allows you to have. So you would either have to, yeah, clear out older files that you don't need anymore, or we would have to see, I don't know off the top of my head, if you're able to like buy more space. But yeah, we would have to sign in and see on OneDrive if there was a way to either clean out old files or yeah, get you more space on it. Any other further questions? These are good questions. You're welcome. Thank you all again for coming. I'll leave the chat open just a couple more minutes in case you have any other follow-up questions, but thank you, yes, all for coming. And yeah, okay, yes. Yeah, we would just have to see if you would have to either clean out old files or get you more space. Yeah. But yes, otherwise, thank you all for coming. Thanks for the follow-up questions and hope to see you again soon.